5 speaking mistakes to avoid when recording your podcast. This is number 1. Tongue and mouth sounds. These are just horrible to listen to. I hear these on podcasts and on Clubhouse a lot. The one that the tongue is stuck at the top of the palate and comes down like this at the beginning of almost everybody's sentence, it's just a horrible sound. And I hate it, and a lot of people hate it. The way to get rid of it is to relax your jaw, relax your tongue, know that you're making this sound, and make a conscious effort to get rid of it. Number 2 thing to avoid when recording your podcast: filler words. Oh boy, I know you saw me rolling my eyes there. Like, some podcasts that I've edited literally have an and an after every other word. So many people do this, especially when they're getting interviewed and they're under pressure. It's very hard to eliminate those unless you are aware of them and you make a conscious effort to slow down, stay in the moment, and practice removing those filler words. The next thing that you want to avoid when recording your podcast is a monotone voice. Hi, my name is Dale. I'm going to record this podcast to talk about dogs, and the dogs are going to be, I'm going to talk about how to stop your dog from barking. How boring is that? It's sad. It's depressing. Nobody wants to hear a monotone voice on a podcast. You really want to have a melody to your voice. You want the pitch to go up and you want the pitch to come down. And then try to have your sentences end on an ascending melody, just like that, so it sounds happy and fun. The next mistake, number 4, is poor cadence. Cadence is how your voice, the speed of your voice, and the speed of your delivery. It needs to be consistent throughout the entire podcast. I hear a lot of people making this mistake where they speed up their voice real fast and then they slow it down real slow. And then they speed it up real fast and then they slow it down real slow again. You don't want your voice to be too slow unless it's a podcast on meditation or helping people get to sleep. And you also don't want it to be too fast because the people can't understand what you're saying. Find the cadence that works best for your podcast and go with that. And the 5th mistake that a lot of people make is not pausing enough. You have to have pauses in between your thoughts at the end of every comma and period. Practice this delivery and record it. And make sure that there is a pause at the end of every thought for about 1/2 to 1 second. I hope these tips help you with recording your podcast because it will actually save on the editing process when you can avoid these mistakes before you start recording.